they get in there, and I'll tell you, if you get hit in the body with a good body shot in the liver, what it does, what I was told, I can't, don't quote me on it, but I was told that if you get hit with a good liver shot, when you get hit hard in the liver, so hard that it stops the blood from going to your brain for that split second. That's why you get that delayed reaction. You go back for a second, boom, then you go down because you can't breathe, and just that's what happened with Gaddy in my first fight, and that's what happened. And I think someone hit De La Hoya and hit a shot like that too, and De La Hoya went down. So, yeah. So it's just a liver shot. It's a delayed reaction, but I used to love to go head body. I did. It sounds kind of weird, head body, like in a movie, but that's what I did. That was true.
I have a question,
Yeah.
a comment. Champ, I think you're one of the greatest fighters of all time. I'm a big boxing fan.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if you're enjoying your time outside of the ring now, and if you don't, what do you miss about being in the ring?
Honestly, I do not miss fighting. I do not miss boxing. I miss the conditioning I used to be in, like that type of shape being in. I don't miss getting hit anymore. I don't miss the hospital visits and things like that. I suffer from post-concussion syndrome because I had so many of them. Because all my fights were wars, pretty much throughout my career. So I'm actually one of the only fighters right now that's donating my brain when I pass, like Chris Nowinski and Dr. Robert Cantu in Boston Medical, Boston University. They're doing that the concussion thing with the hockey players, the football players, and all that. Well, I'm one of the boxers that's donating my brain when I pass, so I can study the effects of concussions and try to avoid them any way they possibly can. Can they do that in boxing? I really don't believe they can, but they can probably minimize the sparring, because all your injuries in boxing come from the gym. Not all of them, don't say all of them, but 80% of them come from the gym, all the sparring, all the months of sparring, hard sparring, you're going to get hit. In the fight, obviously you get cut, you get hit and stuff, but it's all the injuries in the gym. So if you minimize that a little bit, that might help, but I do that right now. I'm also a teamster at Local 25 out of Boston on the movie division. When the movies happen in Boston, I work. And I just got done doing that on that movie, R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges and them. I was working with that one, and now I have a boxing gym, and I own an outdoor floor hockey rink with 2 partners. So I'm staying pretty busy.
I'm just curious. At any point in your boxing career, did you ever feel fear in the ring?
Did I ever? Yeah, I did. Not really fear. Not really fear of like the other guy. If it's fear of the unknown. It's not fear of getting hit, getting hurt. That's part of the game. It's kind of weird. This might sound crazy, but you do kind of get used to it. It's barbaric, but you do kind of get a callous to getting hit. You don't want to get hit, but you do. Some people do. You kind of can get used to it. You don't want to, but you kind of can. But it's the fear of the unknown of what's going to happen. Are you going to get hurt, or you could get hit with a punch and never wake up, or you could get like really bad. Like my last fight of my life, my brain shifted in my skull and hit the back of my head so hard that I had to I was seeing double for a year. So I had to get double eye surgery a year later, because sometimes the muscles will come back on their own, but they never did in my case. So I had to go in and they had to get, they had to tie the eyes or whatever they had to do, and so now I can see normal. But I don't miss that. The fear, yeah, you do have fear, but I was never that. You're just scared of the unknown, things like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's in everything. You're not scared of like a case. I think you you're scared of what's gonna happen. You're gonna say the right things. You're gonna do the right thing. You're gonna help you do the right thing for your guy or for your girl or the woman or the man. So I think everyone it's fear. If you don't have fear, I think 99% of the people who have fear. 98, the other 2 are lying. They have it. Believe me.
Excuse me, Mickey. Pound for pound, who would you say today is probably the best fighter out there?
I'd say Mayweather and Pacquiao. I'd go back and forth with him too. I think boxing. I would say them two. I kind of maybe lean towards Mayweather, or then lean towards Pacquiao some days. It's kind of. I wish they would fight to bring boxing back, because boxing's kind of got taking a back step kind of to MMA. Because MMA, they got so many tough competitive fights. Well, boxing, there's so much money involved. You can fight this guy for all these millions. Back in the day, you had to fight the best to make the big money. Now you can be the best and not fight the best and still make millions. So Why fight a guy where you're gonna take a chance of losing and still make all that money? You know, but I think the best should, number one, there should be one champion, one division. You know, like they used to have 12 weight classes or 8 weight classes. Instead of all these weight classes, there's like 6 champions now. There's so much money being involved. You don't know who's who. So, but I do think Pacquiao and Mayweather, them two, there's not too much after them.
I guess one last question. As a professional fighter, do fighters, is there a moment of like clarity for a fighter when you're in the ring and you just know that no matter what you've got, you're not going to be able to beat the other guy? Is there ever like that awakening in the ring?
You don't want to have that, but I don't know. I kind of never, you know, it's funny because it does happen, but never really happened. Even though I've had my share of losses, and I had a lot of losses, but I never gave up on myself. I always had that one equalizer, which was a left hook to the body, and it pulled me out of a lot of fights. So I never was really thought like I was done and out. But it was a couple of times when I fought that I was like, come back after the second round. I was like, what round is it? You know, because you kind of lose track of rounds when you're in it. It was like I was fighting like a 12-round fight. I come back after the third round. I'm like, oh, what round is it? Like, this is the third. You get 9 more. I'm like, oh, shoot. You know, it's like, oh, man. But you hang on because you just, and then you go not into survival mode, but you're trying to win, but it's almost like, you know, you're not going to win, but you got to have that faith. You got to, you know, because once you lose the faith in your ability in that fight, you're all done. It's hard to get it back, you know. Once you give up on yourself in any fight, or I think in any like case, if you give up on it, you're done. It's kind of hard to bring your momentum back and you know, to get that edge back. And so I personally really never gave up on myself, but I know I almost gave up on myself a lot.
Can you see it when you're in the ring, you know, with your opponent? Can you tell if you got them beat just like by looking at them in the eye, like you know mentally you've got them beat?
Yeah, you can just see the way you can just see their body, how they were moving their body earlier in the fight or earlier in the round, whatever it may be, and you can tell you had them. You can just tell that look in their eye, like that, the way they're breathing, the way they're looking at you, the way they're punching back, because they're not throwing back as fast and as hard now because they're worried about getting hit. They're worried about getting countered. So, yeah, you can see it in their eye.